Hi, I'm Andrew Gibson. I'm a solution-focused practice coach and trainer. Here's my very short introduction to solution-focused practice. First things first, are you dealing with people who come and try and download their problems onto you? If so, solution-focused practice will help you help them find solutions. Would you like to get more out of your team? If you'd like to get more out of your team and also help your team have a happier time at work, solution-focused practice can help you. And for yourself, if you're receiving lots of instructions, if you're being told what to do all the time, maybe solution-focused practice can help you find ways of doing things your way and getting the results that everybody wants. Let me explain how solution-focused practice works. The first thing to say is that solution-focused practice helps people progress in small steps towards what they want. We don't make progress in huge almighty leaps, we make progress all the time in small steps. It sounds simple, although it really isn't easy to put into practice. Once you get your head around it, once you practice it, you will find it much easier to apply, and you'll be able to apply it in all sorts of different situations. Solution-focused practice comes from a therapy background, but I know people who are using it in trauma, in education, in social work, and like myself, in organisations. So how does solution-focused practice help you make progress? Well, ordinarily, somebody will come and they'll have a problem, this case represented by the red box. The problem is stopping them from making progress towards what they want, which is represented here by the green circle. What we do in solution-focused practice is we explore in great detail what they want. We spend more time looking at the green circle than at the red box. Focusing on the problem just results in a well-analysed problem. It doesn't necessarily give you the solution that you want. The solution that you want is to describe what you want in great detail, and by doing so and exploring that world, you will find that the red box problem starts to get smaller, it starts to diminish, it reduces the time that it's a barrier to your progress. We can then look at useful interactions. Who else is involved in what you want and what would they notice if you got it? By looking for the helpful interactions, the problem diminishes and sometimes even disappears. There are always ways of making progress if you focus on what you want rather than focusing on the solution that you think is the opposite to the problem. We covered this with a couple of simple principles. First things first, you need to describe what you want. All of the questioning, all of the conversations that we have are around rich descriptions of what you want. Then you can notice if any of it has happened in the recent past or if any of it is happening now. If you're noticing the things that you've described happening now, and these are part of how you want things to be, then of course that's a useful resource that you have at your disposal that will help you make progress. And then finally we look to see what you would notice if you were closer to what you want. That helps you to identify your action points, your next steps, and the doing is co-created. You co-create this in conversation with the person that you're speaking to so that the problem ceases to be the issue. What you want becomes what you work towards, and the actions required are emerging from the conversation. So that's the first element of solution-focused practice I'd like to bring you through. The second is to consider the change of language regarding the typical conversations we have around making progress. Classical conversations start with, what do you want to do? And we are programmed to take action at all times. If we have a problem, we will be asked, what are we going to do about the problem? We hear this all the time in journalism, in politics. Everybody has to do something or be seen to be doing something. The doing of things contributes to the red box, contributes to the problem. Unfortunately, when we ask people to do something, we put pressure on them to get it done, or we advise them how we want them to do it, and we want them to do it our way. This is where disputes and problems and barriers emerge. In solution-focused practice, we focus on the what do you want first. By looking to flesh out a rich description of what you want, then and only then can we make progress towards it. And as I've just mentioned, the doing that causes lots of problems often ceases to be the issue. We find different ways of making progress, different next steps we can take, and it brings it back into your control as to those next steps that you take, as you've got the measures that you will notice that tell you you're making progress towards what you want. So, solution-focused practice, in a nutshell, helps you to progress in small steps. Those small steps are the most useful way of making progress. After all, you don't climb a mountain in one almighty leap. It sounds really simple. It isn't honestly that easy, but once you get your head around it and once you practice it, it will be a thinking style that you will find very, very helpful in your daily work. It has a very broad application too. You can use this with yourself, you can use this with your team, you can use this with your boss, you can use this with your friends and your family if you want to too. For more information, please check out the resources below, and if you'd like to book on a training course, please do so via Learning and Development Department as soon as you possibly can. There's loads of training courses coming up. It'd be great to see you there. My name's Andrew Gibson, Solution Focused Practice Coach and Trainer. Thanks very much for listening to this video.